Hello, everyone. It's Todd the Mod. Welcome to my music channel. We talk about pretty much everything vinyl and sometimes CDs. Thank you if you're returning to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. For any of you who happen to be new, welcome aboard. It's glad to have you here. Today we're talking about Record Store Day, Black Friday edition 2024. So, I'll give you a little bit of my thoughts about these. This is my third Record Store Day that I've ever been to. I know Record Store Day started in 2008, I believe. And I've watched videos from years gone by, never really participated in it. I've heard it's changed a lot since, back then. Like anything does, it does change, obviously. I mean, 2008 to 2024, obviously there's going to be changes. Whether they're good or bad, I don't know. I can't judge because this is only my third Record Store Day, like I said. My first one was, ironically, last Black Friday, 2023, and I'll post a video to that somewhere up here. And ironically, one of the bands we're going to talk about is a band that I got last year as well. Anyway, my thoughts on this. Obviously, Black Friday Record Store Day is a lot different, as I discovered, from Record Store Day in April. All right. April, I'll post a video to that one too. That one was a little more challenging. For those of you who don't know, I had a stroke in February. It's been a long 9-10 months recovering. I've been in a wheelchair. Actually, I'm using more of a 4-wheel walker now, which is great. I'm getting my strength back. But back in Record Store Day in April, I was still in a wheelchair. God bless my wife. She got up again early yesterday and took me to Record Store Day because I'm starting to slowly begin to drive now, a little update, but I can't go on the freeway yet. I can only do a little bit at a time. But yeah, we had to go away to Phoenix, and we live way west of Arizona, so it's about a good 30-40 minute drive. And so she got up early, even though we were dead tired, to go to Record Store Day. Now, usually I go, well, not usually. My favorite record store, as I've said in past videos, is the In Groove. I did end up in the In Groove, but not first. And there's a reason why I didn't go there first. I ended up going to Zia's. And here's my thoughts on Record Store Day. I'm getting sidetracked like I usually do. I find it anxiety-driven, but lots of fun. So I get anxious about being in large crowds and getting the records that I really want. And you get up early, you know you're going to get in line. You're not going to be the first one there because I don't get up that early. And I just didn't want to, I wanted to get the records I really wanted. And on the list of records, I usually find at least 1 to 4 records I really want. I've been lucky so far. I think there's only one Record Store Day in April that I didn't get there's one item I didn't get what I wanted, or I didn't get. But they released it again 2 months later, and so I was totally cool. Anyway, so I'll tell you the reason why I didn't go the In Groove first a little bit later, but let's start with Zia. So we get there about, I'd say 6:45. Zia's opened up at 8. But there's about 50 people in front of us, so again, the lines are not as bad as they are in April. And met a really cool guy. This is what I love about the vinyl community and being at record stores that unfortunately, the younger generation who stream just don't get. They don't get this opportunity. And that's the people you meet and the people you talk to. So we met this guy named Bill. And my wife and I were talking to him for a little bit. And I'm in a 4-wheel walker. And so he's kind of asking me, like, oh, were you in an accident or something? And I'm like, no, I had a stroke back in February. And he began, we talk about that. And it was kind of like a godsend kind of thing because years earlier or years ago, or not, probably in the last 10 years, he had a heart attack. And so we were talking about his recovery and my recovery and stuff. And, not to go too much into this, because I know we're talking about vinyl records and Record Store Day, but ever since my stroke, I have a new fear of death that I never had before. And so I was asking him, like, with your heart attack, did you get a new sense of like fear of death? And he's like, actually the opposite. I'm like, if I survive this and can get through this, I don't really have the fear of death anymore. I'm going, interesting perspective. So it kind of got me thinking, like, well, yeah, if I can survive a stroke, not that I can survive anything. I don't have that mentality, but it puts things in perspective, obviously. And kind of ease my fear of the death thing. So it was great talking to Bill. Bill, I don't know if you watch Record Store Day videos or watch YouTube videos. I should have got his number because he was such a great guy to talk to. But if you happen to be watching, drop me a comment. Would love to reach out to you and connect with you again. So let's just talk about Vinyl Record Store Day. The one thing I really wanted was the first thing I grabbed, and that was, and it's still sealed, well, kind of, is the English Beat Special Beat Service. This one was, I think, 3,000 were printed. Not to say they're not going to re-release it again. I don't know, because sometimes when they do a Record Store Day release, it comes out again later on. Kind of like the Vince Guaraldi, I forgot what it's called, the Summertime record that I didn't get, and they released it 2 months later. So, or re-released it 2 months later. Anyway, this is on red and blue vinyl, and before I show you, this is my original copy from the 80s on the IRS label, which just has the words, on both sides and credits. Here's my CD of it, too. I have it on CD. Used to have the cassette tape, but that's long since gone. Anyway, it's a nice gatefold, so let's open it up, shall we? I'm going to save the... Oh, maybe I didn't open this. I did not open this. I'm going to use my fingernail. This is going to really hurt. I'm going to save the hype sticker. There's a hype sticker right there. This was the last album that English Beat did. The final album by the English Beat, as it says in the sticker. And their best album, in my opinion. This is like their Sgt. Pepper's, as far as I'm concerned. So, I mean, you got great songs here. I confess, from start to finish, this album is just wonderful, wonderful ska. And I say ska loosely. I mean, to me, ska is more of like the Selector, the Specials, but they rank in there too. This is albums I think was a little bit more or less ska, but anyway, I confess, big hit for them. Jeanette, Soul Salvation is a wonderful song. Save It for Later, we all know that one. Pato and Roger, A Go Talk is probably one of my favorite songs off this album. End of the Party is like the low vibe song of the album, very mellow, very jazzy. So here is the gatefold. Not on the original, obviously. The original was not a gatefold. But there's the band members, English Beat, Dave Wakeling, Ranking Roger. Just wonderful. Wonderful picture there. Double album. It has some rare tracks on it. I think these were B-sides or something. But then it has live versions of I Confess, Spar With Me, Save It For Later, Doors of Your Heart. Has the United States of America remix of I Confess, which I don't think I've heard that. So I'm actually really excited to hear that. The first record is the same as the original. Has the words. Same exact thing. And it comes on a beautiful red vinyl. Yeah, cool label too. Love the label. You know those English Beat shirts? I think if you ever watched Erga Music War or maybe Police Around the World, Steen wears a English Beat shirt. I've always wanted to have one of those shirts, and probably could find one online somewhere, but I wanted it back in the 80s. Anyway, never got it. The second album here has a cool... this is back when English Beat was on American Bandstand. I'm sure you can watch a YouTube video of that somewhere. And then the back, it just has basically what the back cover is. So there you go. This is first I'm going to open it up. I haven't heard the specialties here on record 2 yet, but it comes in blue with a very cool label. I'm dying to hear this. I've heard the whole album, obviously, which I love, but I'm really happy to have this in my collection. And that was really what I went to Record Store Day for. Now, I could have got that at the In-Groove. But there's a reason why I didn't go to the In-Groove first. I'll tell you why later. I'm just sure you're dying to know. Anyway, moving right along to an album that I saw that was getting released for Record Store Day, and it's a group I absolutely love. If you know the song Do They Know It's Christmas, and it's Christmas Time's Upon Us by Band-Aid, then you know this group because the co-writer of that song was the lead singer of this group, and that's Midge Ure, and this is Ultravox, and this is the Lament album, which I used to have a copy of this, not this copy, but the one that came out in the 80s. But this is a Steven Wilson stereo mix. I have not listened to this yet, but I am dying to. So this is a double record set. Of course, it's got the whole album remixed by Steve Wilson. And it's a double album. The second album is all the instrumental versions. So, yeah, this is going to be cool. I mean, great stuff off this. White China, Dancing with Tears in My Eyes. Lament is also, not Lament, excuse me. What is it called? Which one was it? I forgot. Man of Two Worlds, excuse me. Think, Todd. Let's open it up and see, because I have not opened this one up either, and I'm dying to listen to this today. You know, yesterday we went and did errands. We went to 2 record stores, did some errands, had a great breakfast at the Broken Yoke, which was cool because in San Diego they have them, but we didn't know they had them here in Arizona. And there was one in Phoenix, so we're really excited about that. Anyway, let me see if I can open this up here. By the time we got home, we were just pretty much wiped. So, you know, we just kind of took it easy. So I didn't get to listen to anything yesterday, except for one album when we played some cards. But here we go. There's no gatefold on this, just a sleeve. Comes in, it's kind of lined paper. Not a big fan of that. But there it is, in clear vinyl. Very cool. This is record number 1, which has the whole album. And then we have the second one, which are the instrumental mixes. And, of course, it's on clear vinyl. So I'm really happy to have this in the collection. Can't wait to hear this. Hopefully today I'll find some time and put this on the old turntable and give it the old spinaroo. And all will be right with the world. So love the album. I know the album's going to be great. Can't wait to hear the mixes here. So very cool. Here's the reason why I went to Zia's first, because the In-Groove sadly was out of this. This is not a record store exclusive, but this is the 40th anniversary edition of this album, and it's by far their best album. I love this group. I actually talked about this video back then. I talked about this group last week on my albums that were turkeys, because they do have an album that is just not very good. Actually, a couple of them, but they were later albums, back when Thompson Twins were kind of losing their luster. And that's what we're talking about right now. I just gave it away. It's the Thompson Twins' 40th anniversary of Into the Gap. Here's my one I got. Not my original. I had it when it first came out back in the 80s. Sadly, I think something happened to it, or it just got worn out or something. But I got this one for $1, and it's in really great condition. I got this like years ago when used vinyl wasn't that expensive. Vinyl still hadn't made a comeback yet. So, yeah, it's in great condition. But this one is very special. And I also have my CD too, just in case you want to see the CD. This one's really special because, now, I remember the original only had the plastic, really crappy plastic inner sleeve. I don't know if they released it this way from the get-go, because mine, it probably wasn't original pressing, but it just had the plastic sleeve on there. This one's kind of cool because it does have this booklet. And I haven't read anything yet, but yeah, Anna, Tom, and Joe reflect on the recording and success of their #1 album, Into the Gap, and stories behind the song. So I'm really dying to read this. Again, I was so tired last night that I didn't really get to check it out too much. And it even has, and I don't know if this is still valid. I assume it would be, but you can order some stuff. I mean, I don't know if that's just like a fan club. I don't know if that's like just a memorabilia of what might have been the original album. So I'm not going to order any Thompson Twins shirts anyway, but kind of cool. There's a back. Into the Gap. Very cool. Here is the sleeve, the inner sleeve. It's got Joe, Hannah, and Tom. It's got the words, which my copy that I had in the 80s did not have the words. But what's really cool about this is, and it's stuck in here pretty dang tight, it's the label, and it's red. So, very excited to have this 40th anniversary of this album. Very excited to have this in my collection. That is why I went to Zia's, because I actually ordered it. And it came in, they had it, and so I went to go pick it up. I thought I'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone, just go to Record Store Day there and pick up this fine item. because the in-groove was out of it. And so I was really bummed. Had the in-groove had it, I would have gotten the in-groove and just killed two birds, one stone. But I was checking this morning, and the English Beat album, I ordered it for a friend, and in-groove didn't have it, so I had to order it from Zia's again. So I may have struck out in the English Beat, which was why I went to Record Store Day in the first place. All right. I did go the in-groove for this, though, because this next album, because when I went to Zia's, and Bill, thank you so much. I don't know if he's watching or if I happen to cross him again, but he was helping me look for this album. But they ran out of it, and I'm shocked. I'm really, really shocked that this one was out like that. And in fact, I got mine at the in-groove, but I checked this morning, and they're out too. I'm like, I didn't think this would be that popular. But it's a Christopher Cross Christmas. Say what you want about this man. I love Christopher Cross. I think, he is such an underrated guitar player. I mean, if, being a musician myself, he is just a remarkable guitar player. And of course, when it's Christopher Cross. I mean, when you hear his voice on the radio, you know exactly who it is. He's got a very distinctive voice. And I love the song Sailing and Never Be the Same. And I love stuff off his second album and third album. Most of his albums I enjoy. I mean, I know he's labeled as yacht rock and stuff, which is nothing wrong with that. I do love yacht rock. I love this because one of my favorite Christmas songs is called The Best Christmas, which came out on a CD compilation back in the 90s called The Stars Come Out for Christmas, which was you're going to love this, a Taco Bell exclusive. I kid you not. In fact, there's a Taco Bell logo. And it was some kind of fundraiser they were doing. If you donated, you got this this Christmas album. And we'll talk about this more in a Christmas episode. Taco Bell for music, right? You donate some money, get a CD, gets your food, and have the Baja Blast all in one setting. So anyway, that being said, The Best Christmas was the last track off this compilation. And I was like, oh, what a wonderful song. I loved it. It was a great song. So I was stoked that it was going to be on this album. Different version, though. When we do a Christmas episode, I'll see if I can maybe sample that without getting in trouble. But this is a different version. This is more acoustic, piano, bass, and Christopher Cross playing his acoustic guitar, maybe a little bit of strings here and there. It's got your typical Christmas songs. Christmas Time Is Here, which is actually a Vince Guaraldi song. The Christmas song, of course, everyone knows that. I'll Be Home for Christmas. I'm assuming a couple of originals. Does It Feel Like Christmas? I don't know if that's something he wrote or if that's a standard Christmas song. I've never heard it. The Best Christmas. I just said that. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Really good stuff in here. I did listen to this last night. My wife and I got home, watched a couple of movies, and then we're like, let's play some cards. And we decided to put this one on to get in the Christmas spirit, and really enjoyed it. Good song. Comes in a really crappy paper sleeve. I need to go back. I want to order the real cool inner sleeves. I forgot what they're called, but they're more padded than they're plastic, and they're better for your records. But anyway, typical Christmas color, right? I mean, I think there's like 3 colors you get for Christmas albums. It's, red, green, and white usually. But great album. I highly suggest if you can find a copy and you like Christopher Cross, get this. Yeah, I love this album. Good Christmas album. Also, when I was at the in-groove, I got a nice Beatles sticker for one of my guitar cases, which one it will go on, I have no idea. But also a cool in-groove sticker. And another in-groove sticker. That's Mike, the owner, on there. And briefly talked to him yesterday as he sold me the Christopher Cross album. Those are my findings for Record Store Day Black Friday Edition 2024. What were yours? Let me know what you got at Record Store Day if you went, and if you have your own channel, let me know what it is. I love watching all the videos from people who went to Record Store Day, stood in line. I've watched a few this morning who live in states that are very, very cold, and God bless you, because I don't know if I could do that. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you want to watch more content. I appreciate you, and we will see you next week for another video. Take care. Bye-bye.